Hi, this is Lynn with Educating with Wisdom, and in this section I'm looking at how the Queen and Queen Elizabeth II, as well as Prince Charles, there's no way they didn't know about the Meghan Markle problem with her father, but there is a setup that's in place that has been pushing you into Armageddon. The Armageddon in Revelations has the red dragon. Prince Charles has the red dragon. It has the Lion of Judah movement. It has the Meghan Markle that's in there. And it's also seen within the Lost Book of Nostradamus. I know that sounds really strange, but I'm going to show clergy so that you understand that Nostradamus is taking this Judeo-Christian background, and he, with I and others, are stepping up to the bat to help protect you. Now, what I'm going to have you listen to and see is the day that I went out and started protesting the Meghan Markle, Barack Obama, Prince Harry Canadian connection, and how I saw there was going to be a takeover of North America, that the British were very instrumental in this. I think it's important that people realize that the British are not some benign group of people. Now, I'm also a Canadian and an American. We're always taught that the British are always the good guys. And yet we clearly know as the Americans that the British weren't always the good guys. At the same time, we don't want to acknowledge our own seedy background because we have a very seedy background as well. For them to send a man, whoever they are, the government, the British, or Barack Obama, for them to send me Miles Markle, who claimed to be Meghan Markle's father, and he hounded me for over 6 weeks. I have a history of going to the FBI, to law enforcement, to all these places because I was a whistleblower and a Samaritan. My work was picked up by the government, and you have no life after this when it happens. When I went out, it was like 3, 2, 1, go. And Miles Markle came right out the day I started protesting about the Canadian British Obama connection and how Meghan Markle was connected. By the way, she has Barack Obama's August the 4th birthday. Now, how does the media not pick up on me and other people? And how is it my work didn't go out? The day that I put online that connection with Meghan Markle and Barack Obama, and I'll show it to you, my YouTube site. Within 3 days, Meghan Markle was on a plane to Chicago. That happens to be Obama land, and Bishop Curry lives there as well. I'm going to be quiet now because I want you to hear Miles Markle. I want you to see that there are certain days so that you can understand that I did not just run out and behave like a crazy person because I thought this man was setting me up. So this is the day I actually took this video of 2017. It's right there. All right, there it is. But it's not the day that I first heard from him, and that was the 21st of August. I will show you that online in a moment. And let's close this out. Here is another picture. This was also done. Here's properties. 2017. Here we go. So this is when I actually got around to videotape what he had left behind. Let's put it on pause. Here is a picture of Miles Markle. He had left his ID in my car. Miles knew that I was being monitored. You will hear it's in his text messaging, it's in his email, but this was issued on 08/21/2017. He literally came out of the courthouse on the day, within minutes. And when he first hung up from my conversation with him, I heard him say to his roommate, "That's my girl." So I had been promised to this man. Let's turn this off. Oh, and his birthday is 6/13/1961. So he's a 4 baby, as well as Barack Obama, John Zuli, a few others, Meghan Markle. But let's go into this site now, and then I'll show you the post stamp for the dates. Okay, it's tracking. Okay, I'm here in my storage unit, and I'm going to tell you about Markle, who came
that I saw in front of the county courthouse. And I was just putting this up to protest on Monday at the county courthouse. I had already been to the school district when, here we go, maybe it was Tuesday. So here we go. I think you can see it. And I talk about the link between Markle and Obama. And I am just putting this up at the courthouse. I'll have the date because I took a picture. When this man comes out from the county courthouse, the new one where the clerk is, and he this I should say in West Palm Beach, and he stops and he looks at it. He's a former vet, and he says, "Wow, my name is Markle, and you're talking about my daughter." So I'm going to show you some things because I took a picture. Here I was at the courthouse. Oh, I don't know if you can see this. I hope so. I guess I have the light behind. I have to have the light behind. Not in front.
I'm going to stop this
Is this
here.
any better? No.
Actually, I'm going to move it. Let's see if I can get this right.
My number is 5. Resave.
Okay, hey Len, this is very important. My name is Miles Markle. I met you at the courthouse the other day. Miles Markle, as in Meghan Markle. I couldn't find your number, so I'd very much like to talk to you. I'm going to try to text you right now. I got to get my phone tonight. The guy wouldn't run me over there to pick up my phone. Like I said, I'm buying a truck right now and kind of a lot of things going on. But I know darn well there's a reason you and I met, Len, because how many people are named Markle? I mean, I'm telling you, Meghan, we got to talk about Meghan. It's my freaking daughter. Please call me, and I will try to text you right now. Thank you, and just ask for Miles. Thank you very much.
Now, this is online, so I'm going to show you where this information is online so that you can hear more of everything and see more information on this. Let me put this on pause for a moment. Okay, here is from the text messages. I did this past year, April the 2nd. That's when I finally took a picture of all my text messaging from him. All right, so let's open that up.
This is Miles Markle's handwriting that he wrote his number down. Let's see, is this upside down? It's right side up. And he wrote it and gave it to me on August the 21st, 2017, in front of the courthouse, when he asked me to please contact him and that we needed to discuss Meghan Markle. Here is the first number. Oops. That was the number that I tried to reach him at. I left him a voicemail. You can see it's very respectful. There we go. All right. Then he calls me back. And I will call it Miles Markle 2. That's what it is. And this comes on the voicemail that you're going to hear. Here he tells me that Meghan is his daughter. I question this. What I think I'm looking at is the possibility, given that he was set up to see me. And he gave me all this information about what the Canadians were doing with the British. And I'll go into this later. But I just wanted to show you all of this so that at some point I can discuss it. Then I'm going to pick up another site that says Panera on this.
And he harassed me for like 7 weeks. This man did not stop. By the way, that's when you got the hurricane hits. So this is already online, and he knows what I'm wearing at home. All of these things are going on, and they get sent
I really
out.
feel that I'm hacked into, and he's seeing what I'm able to see. This is Zizi's. I was wearing just a skirt without a top on, trying things on. It came from his phone. He sends me a few things from his phone, letting me know that he sees what's going on, where I'm at. There's a lot of conversation that goes on in this, and I'm just scrolling through it very quickly.
Okay, let's put it on pause. Oh.
Listen, press 1. Send. Press 2. Check receipt.
No, it's
No, I don't.
scary.
So they wanted me to go running off. Somebody set me up to go running off with this man who does drugs, does this, harasses me nonstop. And they wanted me to go running off and to totally discredit myself with this man who calls me and texts me and does this sob routine about himself for 7 weeks. And it goes on and on and on. And I tried taking him to the sheriff's office. I tried doing all kinds of things. Nobody does anything. All right? Here we go. For those who are interested, this is my degree from the University of New Brunswick from Wells College. I graduated from Seneca Falls, New York. Here's a picture of my passport upside down. That was my Canadian passport. Here it is right side up. That's an old passport. And then I have, of course, my US passport. All right, there's my teaching certificate, which I still have. Let's put you on pause. Here is a picture of these signs that I'd done up. I took a picture of this past March, but I actually did them last in August of 2017. But I took a full picture of this so that people could know what I was actually protesting. Okay, so here it is, Monday, August the 21st, 2017. That's when I actually did these pictures, and this all happened on that day. There we go. Okay. I think that's it. Oh, sorry. How do I turn this off? Okay, here is the notice of the divorce between the matriarch Sarah and patriarch Abraham. You might want to listen to that one. There is, but let's go into the Meghan Markle so that you can see it. When I posted these things, Meghan Markle, who's your daddy and where is he? That was on this particular channel.
Hi, this is
Nobody will allow this to take off. That was on April the 10th.
We are now into section 5, and I hope to get through most of
This was on
section
April
here as well.
Let's put it on pause. On April the 10th. And as soon as I did this, within 3 days, she was on a plane to Chicago. Period. And when they say she had to go and do something about her visa, none of that is true. There's just no way any of that's true. And there is no way the Queen and Prince Charles did not know about Meghan Markle's father. There's no way. they didn't. And in fact, I don't know if they're actors. I don't know who these people are. There's just no way. And so what I'm also telling the clergy is that if you look at Revelations, what she's doing is she's pulling in all of her support group, which is the Lion of Judah movement, the homosexual group that helped to send her forward, Anderson, Fitzpatrick. She was in the White House in March of 2016 before she even met Prince Harry. There was a setup of their relationships beforehand, and I think it's about time now people begin to see what documents got sent to G4S in 2011, because that's what you need to see that actually got this all rolling. The documents that G4S and Barack Obama received from me in October of 2011. And again, I was acting as a good Samaritan. I do not fall under the Whistleblowers Act. So let's move forward. There's this. This Russia represents St. George. That is actually their coat of arms. It's the British that have the wicked things in it. And I'll show you that in a moment. Will the real Meghan Markle please stand up? Revelations 13. I highly recommend people read this, I think, or listen to it. I think it's important.
Hi, this is Lynn Schnebley with Education.
Calling all teachers and clergy, God rejected the Meghan Markle marriage. I did this 2 days before she was married, so I got it in there. This was a protest. There was no way to protest her marriage. You cannot engage in a marriage that sets you up for Armageddon. And it's right there in Revelations 12 through Revelations 19. It's all there. Revelations, the Nostradamus Converge Part 1, the British Red Dragon.
Okay, let's make it bigger.
Well, some of these things are online, some of them aren't. The Revelations Nostradamus Part 2, the British Red Dragon. Did the African American civil rights leaders help create the global war on women?
Hi, this is Lynn Schnebley with Educating
Absolutely.
with Wisdom, and today I'm discussing
what people don't realize is how you treat your women. For instance, when I talk about African American civil rights movement, Martin Luther King went right over to Playboy. Well, what did he think happened to the American women's rights movement when he went over to Playboy? Here's something on her coat of arms. There's a part 1 and a part 2.
Hi, this is Lynn Schnebley with Educating with Wisdom, and today we are working with treason and sedition.
So what do you think happened? Here's another one. Just have the right to claim. So you're going to see all these things. There are 2 there on how the African American civil rights movement undermined the women's rights movement. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, they all worked with Playboy, and it was all about normalizing this behavior so that it was the men who all got together. It was ridiculous. Let's put this on pause for just a moment. Here we have, I'm just pointing out, Charles Kushner is, of course, Jared Kushner's dad. I want to point out 2 similarities between Charles Kushner and Aaron Masvinsky, and that is Chelsea Clinton's father. Although very intelligent men, Jared's father did go to jail. Okay, I think it's important, and I'm not here to pick on them, but don't you think it's a little odd that both of these women, Clinton's daughter as well as Trump's daughter, both married Orthodox Jewish men, and both of these men's fathers have gone to jail? Do you see a coincidence here? So when I talk about this, I'm going to talk about at some point, the Jewish cut-ins into the New Testament, because there has been a cut-in of Judaism that's gone throughout the New Testament. As well, most of Revelations is actually more of a Jewish piece. It's not really that Christian, and I will get into that shortly, but not in this particular document. Here we go. As well, Meghan Markle, it could very well be. I got notice of OBing. I have this already online, so I'm going to save that for a different document because it's already online. Meghan Markle went to Chicago right after I posted, Meghan Markle, who's your daddy, where's your daddy? She did not need to go there for her visa. Now I'm just going to show you certain things. By the way, this particular flower has to do with the calamite, which is now the Jewish flower. Here we see that the Pope is being led by his reptilian brain. This is an older still of a picture I'm going to show you. The British unicorn has his, whatever you want to call it, into the American bishop, or it could be the Roman bishop. All right. The one that's actually going to be in charge of the church is going to be a woman, and she has the keys to heaven. How do you do? Here we go. It's the Calamite that's going to head up the bishopry. Normal men are going to take down the false book of the Garden of Eden. This is the British bishop that makes peace with the red dragon, and when he does, all the snakes come in. This is the Catholic Church and its sex scandals. Let's go back here. They are using black magic. This is over the house of communication. I already have a lot of this online. This is in July. The Five Eyes are even above that. The military satellites are above that. This is the dragon of Elon Musk that went up in flames. There are nine Merlin thrusters that are in the back, and this happened in July. But notice the black stars. This is the occult, and it may have something to do with the Masons. This is the mounting of the Matterhorn, and it happened in July. There is the smoking head of the smoking skull of Van Gogh. These things happened in July. This was July of 1865, and this is, I think, 1885, 1886, and it all happened in July. This is my case. Here is the bull of the Pope, and in fact, the bull that the Pope has is a lame bull. This is World War I and how the Germans are being pulled apart by the vultures. Right. So I'll go into some of these. I have already done so at other points. Here is the unicorn that the British have. All right, it has, and this is in the Lost Book of Nostradamus. It is on the British coat of arms, and it has a crown. And with the work, hopefully, I'm doing, the unicorn is going to be crownless soon. This is a discussion of how you're looking for a little boy to come out of heaven to save you, and it's actually the woman in the back that's doing all the legwork. How do you do? Let's see if we can find that unicorn that doesn't have a crown on it anymore. I have it, but I don't see it here. So I'm going to turn this off now because I want to be able to upload it. But it is there in that book. I should add, thank you for your time. And Lord, please lead this and lead people so that they understand what they're up against.